Hello everyone and welcome to my slot on the Midweek Madness event being held by Dovetail Games. So massive thanks to Dovetail Games for the opportunity to be part of it. And yes, that's what we are doing. Today we're going to be showing off the East Coastway route, another superb route. And my second favourite route, obviously, being below the Brighton main line. Fantastic route though. We're going to be going from Seaford to Brighton, and then we're going to do Brighton to Lewes, and we're going to do that headless. So the first bit we're going to do HUD on, second bit we're going to do HUD off, just to show. So yeah, headless is the way to go on Train Sim World 2, but we'll show off both perspectives. But yeah, we're starting off with the Seaford to Brighton service, so let's get going. Right, so here we are now. Let's begin that, and let's get the train set up. So you're going to put the master key in. Set that to neutral. We'll open the doors up as well, and also something which is important, AWS. Let's get that on. I'm not going to put on the DSD just yet, as I'm not too sure if the 3-on-3 has had its fix for the DSD yet. So I'm going to keep it off for now. I'm also going to do the dynamic brake control. I'm going to turn that to off, which is when you brake and it all of a sudden feels like it goes into full service, which is like whoa. So you turn that off, which actually is more realistic as well. Sit back down. Get the headlights on, headlights and marker lights, and we'll get the window open as well, just for the first bit over to Bishopstone. Right, let's get the doors shut. And I suppose we'll pretend there's a guard on this service as well, so we'll do the bell. Right, no, keep the HUD on, keep it on for now. Right, let's get going. Leaving Seaford behind, it is Bishopstone next. Yeah, this is the East Coastway route, which came out back in December 2019. I still remember going on it in real life and just thinking next week, oh, you know, I'll be driving some Train Sim World. Actually, I think I went to a football match. I can't actually remember the exact one. I think it was Brighton versus Wolves at the Amex. It was like the 8th of December or something in 2019. And yeah, thinking in about a week's time, I'll be driving this route on Train Sim World. It was brilliant. And it feels weird to think this route is, well, about 2.5 years old already. It's, yeah, I mean, it's how quick that's gone. And quite coincidentally, I was ill on the day the route come out, so I was sort of at home and I was like, oh, I'll get on it and, you know, play it most of the day. Yeah, good times. Let's go. Bishopstone is usually just there. You can already see the station. And we are in the 313, which is an excellent DLC for the East Coastway route. And I believe the route is 60% off, so that makes it, what, about £9.99ish, £10. And then the 313 is 50% off, I believe, so that would make it about £5-6 quid. But if you are thinking about getting East Coastway, get the 3-on-3 with it, especially if it's on sale. It's a beautiful train. Don't need to go too fast on this stretch. It's about 40 or so. But yeah, the East Coastway runs from Brighton to Seaford and also Brighton to Eastbourne. So you get two sort of sections. I'll show the route map in a second. Let's just come into Bishopstone. As we make our way, and apologies if my voice is a bit sort of croaky. I mean, it happened as well on the Festival of Rail. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, so yeah. Oh no, not full service, don't want that. Yeah, but that will do. So I actually find it harder to play with the HUD on than to do it HUDless. Just because I'm so used to doing this route, well, HUDless without all of the stuff on. But we'll do that once we get to Brighton. Here we are, this is Bishopstone. Look at that though. Gorgeous. I've been on these quite a few times actually, the 3-on-3s realistically. And I can say it does look superb, the model. And especially the livery as well. Spot on. You've got Brighton Pavilion, you've got Beachy Head. I believe that's Beachy Head. You've got the Lewes Castle Gateway there. Or Gatehouse. You got Brighton Pier, Spinnaker Tower in Portsmouth, and Chichester Cathedral. Been to all of them. Let's get the doors shut, and it'll be New Haven Harbour next. Oh yeah, route map. Here's the route map. So this is the Seaford branch, which is my favourite part of the route. And you got Brighton here, Lewes here, right in sort of the middle, and then Eastbourne over here, which is down there. Right, let's do the bell. Set that to forward. Let's get going. Let's watch it going out as well. Let's get a departing shot. Look at that. It's beautiful. And we're off. Yeah, it's a lovely train to drive. I'm so glad it's in the game as well. There we go. We are off. Get the HUD on as well before I forget to turn it on. New Haven Harbour next. So yeah, making our way along the coast at the moment. There's the sea over there. Cool. Yeah, I'd say this route probably is a route for you if you're enjoying the, say, Brighton Main Line, South Eastern High Speed. Probably a route you'll like. And also probably if you're enjoying Cathcart as well, because this is the same family of train, this being the part of the PEP family. So if you enjoy one of those three routes, you'll most likely very much enjoy this route. And you also get the 377-4 for this route as well, but it's the old version in the game, which is still good, but obviously not as good as the London commuter version. Although I believe at some point the London commuter electro style, the 377, the sounds of that and stuff are going to go over to this route, which I'm very much looking forward to. So bringing it down to 20. This is New Haven. Nice little port town. I believe from here you get the ferry over to Dieppe, I think it is. Brian Ferries. And you've also got the infamous New Haven Marine, which is there on the left. Not really a lot there nowadays. It's sort of just, well, yeah, the station platform isn't there anymore. I think that got taken down a few years back, so it's just sort of a siding now. And you've also got a semaphore as well. But yeah, here we are, New Haven Harbour. But yeah, East Coastway, the route itself is 60% off, and the 313 is 50% off. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing, it's on a sale at the moment, and a pretty good sale as well. Yeah, I would 100% recommend this route, but probably very biased there as well, as I've been on this route many times in real life, and as also one of my local routes, so I love it so much. Same with the Brighton Main Line, but we'll do that once we get to Brighton. No. On. Yes, there. Right, let's get going. It's New Haven Town next. And also a little note, if you do get the 313, you will have two timetables. You'll have the East Coastway release timetable, and then you also have the East Coastway Class 313 timetable. Now, I believe the reason for that is because the 377 is a 4-coach train, whereas the 313 is a 3-coach train. So it just, even when you think about it, just confuses me. You'd have to have two separate stop points for the two different trains on the same service. So even just thinking about it, it confuses me. So yeah, that's why you have got a separate timetable for the 313. Don't need to speed up too much, as this is New Haven Town just here. Cool. 108 yards. I know, what does everyone prefer? East Coastway, the Brighton Main Line? Yeah, East Coastway or the Brighton Main Line for sort of southern routes. Maybe I'll count South Eastern High Speed as well, as that is in the southeast. What is your favourite? For me, it would be the Brighton Main Line. It's just, oh, it's an amazing route. sort of proper shows off the capabilities of Train Sim World. You know, 1,000 odd services, plenty of layers and trains on it. It's great. But yeah, this is New Haven Town. Nice little station. Southeast after this, which is a station pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Let's get the doors shut. We are running a little bit. It's quite hard to stay to time on this one. Right, let's go. And we're off, leaving New Haven Town towards southeast. There we go. And I think along there you've got the swing bridge. Or one of these, possibly this one here. There's a bridge that goes off the goes over the River Ouse, and it swings open to allow boats to go up. And we're off. Also on this train, you've got a partly working GSMR. You can change the brightness there. Also contact the signaller using the SG button, which is realistic. You can do that in real life, and it will just come up with a message saying, I've either like waiting at signal something, send into signaller. So that does sort of partly work on here. A step towards operational GSMR. Up to 70, you've got the New Haven aggregate area here, as well as the New Haven incinerator, which is a little bit of an eyesore on the landscape, but you know, it's got to be. I suppose it's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? Which also leads me to another thing I forgot. East Coastway also has the Class 66 on it as well, so you get the 377 and the Class 66 when you first buy the route. And it's the updated 66 as well, so much better to the Great Western Express one. And then obviously as DLC you've got the 313. I always forget about the 66 on here. Probably because I'm more of a passenger guy. 1.82 southeast. Yeah, you can do freight runs from, well, New Haven aggregate up to Lewes. And then one of the scenarios, it's got cutting closures. You can drive from Brighton to Lewes, or near enough Lewes. There we go. And this route does have all of its preservation updates. Well, I believe, yeah, the majority of them. It's got working level crossings now, working PIS. So it's got, you know, the main chunk of and the new skybox as well. It's got that as well. But yeah, personally, this is my favourite part of the route between New Haven and Lewes, whizzing up the Ouse Valley. Got the cows in there chilling out, and you got the river just over there as well. Yeah, it's lovely. And southeast is just round here. There it is. So if we want to start getting the brakes on. Yeah, you got to love the motor sounds in this train as well. Cool. But yeah, if you are driving this train, do turn off the dynamic brake control. Put that to off. Makes it much easier, the brakes. And I believe it is more realistic as well. Cool. But yeah, I believe this will be going out on the 23rd of May, I believe. So it'll be, what, just over a week now to the Spirit of Steam. Who's looking forward to it? I can put my hand up. I am. It's going to be great. Yeah, Liverpool, Lime Street to Crewe. It's going to be good. And obviously Steam as well. It's completely different. And here we are. This is Southeast. But yeah, as I said, it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. You've got, well, I suppose a few houses over there, but apart from that, there's not really a lot else going on. You've got a village over there called Rodmail on the other side, but yeah, not a lot going on. I don't know, these barriers had changed here. So that's forward, brakes off, and off we go. It is Lewes next, which is near enough the halfway point of the journey. Yeah, near enough. But yeah, the bit we won't be showing today is the Eastbourne section, so from Sutherland Junction over to Eastbourne. Which that's another nice section. You've got Glynde, Berwick, Polegate, Hampden Park, and then Eastbourne. Well, I think I probably prefer the Seaford services. Even though they're the slower services, you get to do them in the 313. So, that's always really fun. And we're off. Yeah, I remember the last time I was in, I used to go to Lewes quite a lot, as I've got relatives who did live there. Unfortunately now they have passed away. Well, not all of them, but yeah, I used to come to Lewes quite a bit, and the last time I was here in 2000 and, what was it? I think it was December 2019, so about the time this route actually came out. Hopefully you can't hear that thudding noise as well, the neighbours down there blooming driveway down. Hopefully you can't hear it, but yeah, I remember the last time I was here, it was all flooded. This whole area was all flooded and all underwater. It was quite impressive. As I was standing up on one of those hills over there, going. Well, you might know it actually if you're a Lewes local, you've been around Lewes. The hills up by the Neville Estate, up that way, sort of looking out over the river and all flooded, and yeah, it was quite impressive to see it. Although this area did flood actually really bad, I think back in 2000. Yeah, the 2000 Lewes floods, I think it was 2000. As my uncle actually worked in Lewes signal box for about 30 odd years, called Robert. And he remembers having to close the line because the river, or the water from the river was coming up through Lewes tunnel, sort of submerging the lines. That's another reason why it's quite slow through Lewes as well, because it's so prone to flooding. Yeah, I remember Uncle telling me he had to sort of, you know, call up and say, "Oi, we need to shut the line because the water was coming up through Lewes tunnel." Yeah, back in 2000s, this all flooded quite badly back then. But yeah, coming up on Sutherland Junction. There we go. That's down to 40. Now we join up the line from Eastbourne. As that comes up, yeah, hopefully you can't hear the thudding as the neighbours are having their driveway done. And it goes up to 60. Let's get that up. Cool. Vestibule light. Fluorescent light. I don't think I've actually ever turned those on, you know. I don't think I've actually ever turned any of them on. Got the aircon there as well. But yeah, these trains got, that's the River Ouse, these trains got refurbished back in 2010. Still remember when they came into service on, that's actually when I lived on the West Coastway route. Still remember seeing them start to appear back in, yeah, all the way back in 2010 now. Doesn't seem that long ago. And then soon I think they will be going, the 313s, or soon enough. Should be sad to see them go. I suppose to an average commuter, going from a 377 to a 313 probably was quite a downgrade. But, you know, as a train enthusiast, it's great. Yeah, an older train coming down south. Brilliant. As these used to run above London, actually. They used to be with, I think, Great Northern and Silverlink. But yeah, in 2010 some of them came down south. Can't remember how many Southern actually have in total. There's a 377. There's that signal box there, Lewes signal box. Remember, yeah, my uncle used to work for about 30 years. That was off to Hastings. But yeah, this is the old 377 in the game, which ain't bad. It doesn't sort of have the smart PIS where it scrolls through the stations on the inside, and has the old sounds as well. And off that way is the Kemah branch. That goes up Cooksbridge, Plumpton, and then Withersfield. So if you've got the Brighton main line route, London commuter, the line that goes off just after Withersfield, that connects up to there. Which I always hear people saying, why don't they connect East Coastway and the Brighton main line up? It would be easy, you know, going off from the Withersfield to Lewes. But that's still sort of 7-8 miles, that bit of track. That's not something easy to do. And also combining the London commuter and East Coastway together wouldn't really make sense too much, because this route is set a few years back. I think this route is set in 2015-16 time. And off we go. A bit like what Matt was saying a few weeks back about route extensions, theoretically. Say if they extended the Great Western Express route, say to, I don't know, Swindon, it would be a bit weird sort of doing the London to Reading bit, which is the oldest British route in the game, and then going on to a super shiny new section to Swindon, which has got all the latest and greatest Trains World 2 features, and looks, you know, really good and up to date. It would sort of be a bit weird sort of going from that route to the new bit, which is, you know, new and nice looking and just looks really up to date. It would sort of be that weird transition between the two. So it's easier to redo the full thing than just do an extension. So I suppose that's a bit like, say, East Coastway and the Brighton main line, as this is one of the older routes in the game. It would sort of be a bit weird to combine them. I mean, it would be cool, but yeah. Anyway, off we go. Let's say hello to the donkey. Where's the donkey? It's in it. It's there. There's the donkey there. Which, if you don't know, Dovetail Games do hide donkeys on their route as like a little sort of Easter egg thing to find. So yeah, see if you can find any. Yeah, I believe every Dovetail route has a donkey. And 4 miles to Falmer. We're definitely gonna be running late. But yeah, this route is 60% off at the moment, which probably would price it around sort of £10. And would I say get it? Yes, it is a brilliant route. And that's, yeah, if you're enjoying, say, the Brighton main line, South Eastern, even Cathcart, you'll probably enjoy this route. And then the 313 is 50% off. But if you do get East Coast, I get the 313 with it. Well, that's what I would recommend. So if they're on sale, oh, this is, I must admit, this is PC only. This is Steam. It's on sale. I'll probably actually be in chat and I'll just say it's Steam only, the sale. But yeah, on Steam it is 50% off for the 313 and 60% for East Coastway. So I'd imagine I'll be watching the stream. You probably would see me put that in chat saying it's Steam only. But yeah, 50% off on the 313 and 60% off for East Coastway. So that would price all of it at about, what, 16 quid? So really not bad at all. Very, very good value for money there. Let's get that up. Cool. And yeah, obviously massive thanks again to Dovetail Games for giving us the opportunity to show off the East Coastway route and be part of the Midweek Madness event. It's been great. I thought we had the window open. When did we close? When after we closed the window? I thought we had it open the whole time. Don't know. Can't remember when we closed it. Yeah, 2.5 miles to Falmer, which is where we go past the Amex Stadium, which is the, what, third football stadium in the game? Second? I want to say third, but I think it is the second. You've got the Amex, you've got Wembley on the Bakerloo line. Yeah, I think it would be the second. Well, actually, no, you have sort of got Gillingham Stadium in the game. So technically 3? Yeah, we'll go for 3. Yeah, because when you're going past Gillingham Depot on the southeastern high speed, if you're heading towards between Rainham and Gillingham, look to your left, you'll sort of see the one of the stands of Gillingham's stadium. So I guess 3. Just trying to think if there's any more. I think I'm missing one. Where am I? Don't know. Got the little sun visor there. You can pop down. Cool. And yeah, if you do own the 313 and it's Coastway and you are on PC or one of the next gen consoles, you will actually see the 313 on the Brighton main line. So we actually did for our Festival of Rail video, so feel free to look back and have a look at that, where we ran the 313 from Lovers Walk to Selhurst. This is Falmer Tunnel, there's another 313. And into Falmer Tunnel. Got to be fairly careful coming into Falmer. You will notice the grade is pretty steep coming into the station. You can see that it's starting to go down even more here as well. So yeah, pretty steep coming into Falmer. Just be careful when you're coming into the station. Many a times I've been so close to overshooting the marker here, because it's pretty, I mean, it's down 1 in 93. So every 93 metres it goes down by 1, which is quite a bit. So I tend to take it fairly slow into Falmer. And here we are, this is Falmer. Now we've got Moulsecoombe, London Road and then Brighton. Fairly busy as well here. And here we are, this is Falmer. We are here. Cool. Let's go. And yeah, that ding ding is, I'm just trying to replicate what the guard would do. So on the 313s they still have guards. So the guard would press the buzzer twice, and the driver will do the buzzer twice back. The train then goes. So off we go. Just under 2 miles to Moulsecoombe. Which I must admit, I have heard some funny pronunciations of a couple of stations on this route. One being Lewes, which I've heard a lot of time called Lewes, and it's like, oh, Lewes, no, it's Lewes. And also Moulsecoombe, which I've heard quite a few pronunciations of as well. Just trying to think of the funniest pronunciation I've heard of Moulsecoombe. Probably Mellerscoombe, or something like Mollerscoombe, or something like that. But yeah, Moulsecoombe. But then I suppose I do live around. I used to live in Brighton, so. And well, I live in the south, so. Yeah. So you could probably catch me out on like a northern station, like Stalybridge or something. I'll probably just pronounce that wrong. It's probably Stalybridge. One miles to Moulsecoombe. Get that up. And also, what I forgot to mention, when you are at Falmer, sometimes randomly in the afternoon, you will actually hear a football crowd. which is quite cool. You see, noises from the football stadium to sort of, tell you there's a match on, which is really cool. Right, bringing the speed down now for Moulsecoomb. It's a very short platform, so don't go 40-30 miles an hour into it. It just won't work. It won't happen. So, yeah, come into Moulsecoomb fairly slowly. There's another train there. That's probably the Lewes service. But yeah, the Lewes and the Seaford services are done by 313s. Although I think one of the later evening Seaford services is done actually by an 8-coach 377. I know it used to be. Because I think the service which comes down to London, goes down to Seaford from London Victoria, there's one in the evening at around, I think, 7 o'clock. I don't know if it might have been changed to a 4-car now. But I think that actually does the Seaford service in the evening. So yeah, some Seaford services are the 377, but for the most part it's the 313. On the 313 timetable, if you go back to the old timetable, all of the services are 377s. Nice and smooth. There we go. Brakes off. Let's go listen to that. Off we go. Oh, it seems our middle coach lights aren't on. I can sort that. There we go. I think it might be a glitch there, but yeah, if you just do light in trip, hold that, click it a few times, then light in set. That should then sort that. Yes, it's on now. HUD on. There we go. Got to remind myself to turn it on. But it's true though. Once you've done a route so many times HUDless, it actually probably is harder to do it with the HUD. It sounds really weird saying it's hard to do it with the HUD on, but when you're so used to playing like this, and you turn that on, it's like, whoa, I can see all the things. I don't want to see all the things. It just makes it harder. And East Coastway probably is a really good route for learning HUDless, and one of the easier ones as well. Because you can sort of split it into sections. Learn Brighton to Lewes first, HUDless. Then maybe go the extra miles to Seaford. Learn that section. And then the next bit's Eastbourne. So it's one of the probably easier routes to do HUDless. And that's not too many speed changes either. Then around here you actually had an old station called Lewes Road Station. Somewhere around here. I think it was... I'm trying to think where it came off. I think it came off where this warehouse is here. There used to be a junction that went off, and you had a station on that corner called Lewes Road Station. And it went over the Kemptown Viaduct to Kemptown. Well, through the across the viaduct into another tunnel, and then to Kemptown Station. Which you can actually still see the tunnel portal at Kemptown, behind the Gala Bingo area. Obviously, if you live in Brighton or live around Brighton. And here we are, this is London Road. I don't think I've actually ever got off at London Road. No, I never got off of it. Right to the end of the platform. And then probably the most magnificent part of the route is coming up after this. Or one of the most beautiful bits of architecture. Architecture, not texture. And here we are, this is London Road. And yes, it is quite hard staying on time on this timetable, so just ignore how late we are. But if you're going to get the route, I would recommend getting both together. And we're off. Got the 30 miles an hour over the viaduct, and that comes down to 20 in a second. Lovely. But yeah, this is pretty magnificent coming across here. Look at this. Look at that. It's amazing. In real life as well. Yeah, being under the viaduct, look at that, been under it many times in real life. It's, yeah, pretty magnificent. There's a 377, sort of flying over the whole valley. It's great. Then it comes down to 20, and so we're going into platform 7. And yeah, this line here, which goes off up there, that is the Brighton main line, which also is on Train Sim World 2, known as the London Commuter. That's the route that goes up there. So if you have got London Commuter, you probably will recognise it. But yeah, this is Brighton. Remember many a times doing this route and just thinking, oh, I wish the Brighton main line was in the game. That would be brilliant. And sort of just looking up, looking up that way and thinking, one day, hopefully we can go up there. And now we can. I'm pretty spoilt for choice when it comes to TSW routes. I've got East Coastway, the Brighton main line, as two of my local routes. It's great. And as I like third rail stuff, South Eastern High Speed, that's third rail. But then I have grown up in third rail territory, so probably do lean towards that a bit more. And this is Brighton. Cool. We made it. Come down to 10 miles an hour. There you go. Love the clickety clack noises on here as well. Bam bam as we come into Brighton. But yeah, it's a lovely journey along from Seaford. And now what we'll do is we'll do a Brighton to Lewes service, and we'll do it headless. So my sort of more preferred way to play the game. Maybe you guys could even play along. Do the same service, try it headless, and just sort of follow along about what I do on here. And here we are. This is Brighton. DRA. Get that on. Set that to full service. It's off. Set the tail lights on. But yeah, this is Brighton. You got working PIS on here as well. So I believe this actually came before the Brighton mainline PIS. As I think we got this when Boston Sprinter came out. You got PIS on East Coastway. So it's sort of, cool to see it, looking at the PIS there and thinking, in a couple of months we'll be driving up that way. There we go. Right. Well, I'm going to change over to East Coast. Change over to the Lewes service now. I'll see you all in a second.
Right, I thought I'd quickly show you what you do get on the East Coast route, mentioning all of the different stuff you get on it. So for the journey mode, you get 2 chapters for the sort of base route, so 377 plus 66 driver. And then South Coast Shuttle is in the 3-on-3, you get 3 chapters. The Seaford Jobs, Stick of Rock City, and Surfs Up. And then for the scenarios, you get 8 scenarios. So this is worth the 3-on-3 DLC. So it should be 5 base ones and 3 3-on-3 ones. So French Connection, Lewes Connection, Class Enclosure, Enthusiast Excursion, Eastbourne End, and then the last 3 are the 3-on-3 ones, the Double Chapel, Far Reaches, and It's Coming Home. And then timetable, 502 services, although don't be mistaken, it's not the same timetable. You get 2 different timetables on the East Coast Way. You get the East Coast Way 2019 one, 2021, and then you also get the East Coast Way 3-on-3 timetable, so you can see you get a few more trains, you get 3-on-3 on this one. That's all the trains you can get, although the ones which are included with this route are the 66, the 3-on-3, and of course the 377, and then the rest are just from other routes, this being probably Northern Transpennine, T-Valley, that sort of stuff, which makes up for the rail tour service, which is 1 Zulu 39, but for that you need Northern Transpennine, it's just Northern Transpennine, yeah, Northern Transpennine you need for the rail tour service. But anyway, let's actually go and drive trains again.
Right, here we are now on the Brighton to Lewes service. Let's get this one ready to go. So master key, do the door, set that to neutral, set the headlights to head marker lights, dynamic brake control, we'll turn that off again, there it is there, AWS, get that on, and now we wait. There you got 377 over here. That'll probably be the 1001 service to Orr. I think that'll be an Orr one. Orr Hastings, probably Orr. I'm going for Orr. That is, yeah, to Orr this one. Which I do love the way the PIS now goes beyond the end of the route. As before, you used to have it, I'm thinking of route, what route? Southeastern, I think, used to do it. I think it might, and I think it has been changed. But it used to say, you know, well, for example, on this one, it would say Falmer, Lewes, Glyn, Berwick, Hampden Park, Eastbourne. That would be it. But now it says Hampden Park, St Leonard's, Warrior Square, Hastings, and all. It sort of goes beyond the end of the route. I do like that. So it makes it more realistic. Right, let's get the train going, and we're doing headless on this one as well, which in my opinion is the best way to play train sim. I mean, look at this, proper clean. The HUD's gone. It's just us and the train, and we're off. To me, this is actually easier than doing with the HUD on this route, and we're off. Cool. So leaving Brighton, be London Road. Let's just get that open as well. Get a little bit of air in here. I'll close it once we get to a bit of a higher speed. Well, this first section's fairly slow. But yeah, leaving Brighton. Look at that. Awesome. Great trains to go on the 3-on-3. If you ever are down south, try and get on a 3-on-3. It's amazing. Especially in summer as well. You know, summer early morning time as you're whizzing along the Coastway. You know, good scenery. You got the sound of the motors screaming, the air rushing through at you. It is an experience. It's brilliant. Going up to 30 as we go over the London Road Viaduct. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, up to 30, and London Road is just on the other side of the viaduct. Hence the name, London Road Viaduct and London Road Station. That'll do, we'll coast that and start putting a little bit of breakage. So we are a 3-car stop marker, and I think it is quite close to the well, quite close to us. Yeah, there's the marker. Here we are, this is London Road. I'm somehow running 45 seconds late already, like how? We literally left on time and went to the right speed. It's quite a tight timetable in the 3-1-3. And we've got Moulsecoombe, Falmer and then Lewes at 10:07. Everyone's getting off. Come on, guys. The driving's not that bad. Come on. Come all getting off. Okay, we've still got a few people on. Good. Let's go. Then we've got London Road Tunnel, which there is 3 tunnels on this route. There's London Road, well, I suppose possibly 4 you could count, but the 3 are London Road, Falmer, and then Kingston Tunnel, and then Lewes Tunnel as well, but you don't drive through that, so. Yeah, there's number 313 there, whizzing through. That should be slowing down. Yeah, you can't even slowing down now. We are off. But yeah, one of the most enjoyable ways to play TSW is HUDless. You know, get all of the stuff off and it's just you and the train. You have to know where the stations are, the speed limits. It's brilliant. So yeah, I do recommend it. Maybe even throw yourself in the deep end sort of, you know, do the route a couple of times with the HUD on the third run, get it off, and just sort of let yourself, it all sort of flow back, and you'll be like, ah, yeah, there's that station, that's the speed there. Yeah, that's great though, doesn't it? Let's get that up. Cool. Is that fully up? But you've got the camshaft system on this train. What are the camshaft ones? I think it's like shunt, isn't it? Shunt, series, parallel, and weak field, I think it is. So it's all of the steps on the train. Yeah, coming into Moulsecoombe station, which I think has a slightly longer platform on the eastbound side. Although you still want to come in fairly slow. Sort of 20-25 miles an hour. Here we are though, Moulsecoombe. And also you are going uphill as well, so you've got to factor that in as well. So don't brake too much, otherwise you'll probably stop a bit early. Here we are, this is Moulsecoombe. That's Falmer after this. But yeah, a fair few of the British routes I can do HUDless, and then German routes as well. German routes tend to actually be one of the easiest to learn HUDless. As if, well, you have to know PZB, the signals and all that sort of stuff. But if you know that, German routes do tend to be fairly easy. Because, I mean, all the speed limits, it tells you beforehand. All of the sort of, you know, signal point speeds, it just tells you beforehand. So German routes actually tend to be quite easy to learn HUDless as well, if you know the safety systems and the signals. Which was in itself is a fair bit to learn. Then American routes. What American routes can I do HUDless? Harlem and Long Island, I can do those two HUDless. I think other routes I can do. Boston Sprinter, fairly confident-ish with. I need to where the station stops are. Peninsula Corridor, probably on a fast service, yes. So yeah, a few routes I can do. And I get a lot of questions saying, how do you remember where the stations and speeds and stuff like that is? It's all off memory. Yeah, it's all off memory. I mean, like real life, you would have to learn the routes off by heart. You wouldn't have the HUD up in real life saying, you know, in 10 miles stop there. You have to know. You have to know. You just have to know. But yeah, once you've driven the route sort of, you know, over 10 times, you probably will actually, you know, you'll be thinking, oh, yeah, that's going to be 50 in about a mile's time. So turn the HUD off. Give it a go. Yeah, off we go. Cool. But yeah, hopefully everyone is enjoying my Midweek Madness. And obviously, massive thanks again to Dovetail Games for giving us the opportunity to be part of it. It's been a real pleasure. Yeah, coming up to Falmer, which is just round here. And yeah, if you don't know my channel, I do, well, the British Ace. I do daily Train Sim World streams and content. Well, streams. So yeah, every day we do Train Sim World for at least an hour. Well, 50 minutes to an hour. Depends what route, really. But there will be links at the end. That's here we are. But yeah, I've been playing Train Sim World now for, well, almost 4 years, because it came out to the PlayStation 4 back in 28. I think it was July the 24th, 2018. And the way I remember that was actually my last day of school. Well, in year 10. Yeah, back in 2018. Yeah, it was the last day, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, can we just go? I want to play TSW. And pretty much for the whole summer, I was just playing TSW. Yeah, it's yeah, brilliant. Good memories. It's just great to see how far the game's gone as well. Right, let's go. It is Lewes next. Yeah, that's a good point actually as well. I don't know if you can buy Train Sim World, the first one, anymore. I think it did actually get removed from the PlayStation Store and the Steam Store, but if you can, you know, for a key website. If you're interested in the Northeast Corridor New York route, so that is the Newark Liberty International Airport to New Rochelle route, yeah, that is on Train Sim World, just the first one, Train Sim World 2020. Well, Train Sim World / Train Sim World 2020. Which is good fun. And we come up to Falmer Tunnel. Here's a good question for everyone in chat. What do you want to see more of? Do you want to see more third rail routes or more overhead wire routes? What do you prefer? Personally, I would love to see more southeast third rail routes. But, I mean, that is completely biased, as I do live down this way. And, well, love my third rail routes. But yeah, what do you lot want to see? Overhead or third rail? Now I'll coast that. No point speeding up anymore, as it's down quite a steep gradient down to Lewes. Pretty much downhill the whole way. And it comes down to 55, then down to 10. Cool. Yeah, this is one of the smaller services on the East Coastway, which is the Lewes shuttle, being about sort of, well, I think the quickest I've done it in is about 17 minutes. So, yeah, fairly sort of short little services to do. Nice and easy to do, though. There's quite a bit of variety in services you can do on the East Coastway. There's the Brighton to Lewes services, which are shuttle backwards and forth. You can sit on them all day. There's the Brighton to Seaford services, which are around sort of 35-40 minutes. You can sit on them all day, just going backwards and forth. And then you get the Brighton to Eastbourne services, which are about 40-45 minutes. You probably couldn't sit on them all day, as it does go out of the map past Eastbourne. And you've also got the Class 66 services from Newhaven to Lewes, which are about 15 minutes each. There's a fair few of them as well. What's the other services? Yeah, London Victoria to Seaford, so Lewes to Seaford, which are sort of around 20 minutes, well, probably 15-20, and then the vice versa, Seaford to Lewes, which is around 15 minutes. But there's only 2 of them. You got one in the morning from Seaford to Victoria, and then one in the evening from Victoria to Seaford. Obviously, starting at Lewes and ending at Lewes on those services. Right, coming down to 55. Yeah, still remember finding out East Coastway was coming to the game. We actually, well, there was this is when teasers, when Dovetail did teasers. So we had a screenshot of a level crossing in between Lewes and Glynde. And straight away I was like, that looks familiar. The downs in the background. And I remember sort of going on Google Maps and just looking at the whole sort of stretch of line in the south, sort of on southern routes. And I came across to the place, and I was like, that looks really, really similar to what the teaser is. And then one of my mates, who did work experience with me on GTR, so that's what I want to do in future. I want to work for GTR, so go via Thameslink Railway, anything really, station dispatcher, OBS driver. I remember he was like, "Yeah, that's East Coastway, from Brighton to Seaford and Eastbourne." Which was great. And then we got the sort of official announcement. We sort of confirmed it. It was like, whoa, this is going to be good. The amount of hype for this route was, it was insane. It's, good memories. And it's just great to see how far the route's come as well. Obviously now have all of the upgrades, PIS, level crossings, the 3-on-3. So it's good. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's great to see how Train Sim World has evolved over the last sort of, 5-6 years if you're a PC player. And it's awesome. I still remember the first time seeing Train Sim World. I think it was actually one of Squirrel's videos. I'm sure everyone here knows Squirrel. I remember watching one of his videos on Sandpatch Grade, and I was thinking, oh, this is pretty cool. This looks really good, actually. But I was like, oh, it's probably PC only. Which at the time I was like, console only. And then we had I remember this is actually the way I found Train Sim World when it first came to console. It was just really sort of just a coincidence. I was looking at the store. I think it was on June the 1st, 2018. I was just looking at the PlayStation store. I think it was a weekend, just looking at games, simulator games. And I looked up Sim, and I saw Train Sim World. I was thinking, hang on, I recognise that game. And it was like, that's coming to console? And I sort of had to confirm. I looked up online, Train Sim World, PlayStation, it was there as well, and I was like, oh. And then I remember just, pre-ordering it straight away. Very good memory that is. Realising TSW was coming to consoles. And here we are, this is Lewes. This has been the East Coastway route, which is currently 60% off on Steam in the 3-on-3, which is 50% off. And if you're getting East Coastway, do try and get the 3-on-3 with it as well. It makes it much, much better. Obviously, you don't need to get it, but personally, I'd say it makes it much better. Here we are. This is Lewes. We made it. But yeah, massive thanks to Dovetail Games for giving us an opportunity to be part of the Midweek Madness event. And also, probably, there's a 66. Probably, oh, whoa, hello. Well, let's not look at that. It's a custom livery there from the Creators Club. Let's go to this and it'll be quieter. So hearing the shed rattling on. But yeah, hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Obviously, massive thanks to Dovetail Games for giving us the opportunity to show this off. Let's quickly just do that. In fact, let's go and sit in the train. Yeah, let's go and sit in the train. And yeah, that livery you saw on the 66 is that's on the Creators Club. I think it's like it's supposed to be a British rail. In fact, it might actually be a real one actually. But yeah, it's from the Creators Club. You'll be getting the EWS livery. Let's just sit. There's not really any proper good seats on the 3-on-3 really. Let's just sit there. There we go. But yeah, that is going to be it from me. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Remember, yeah, 60% off on Steam for the route and 50% off for the 3-on-3. But yeah, that is about it. You should see my links on the screen now. Instagram, YouTube, Discord, that sort of stuff. Feel free to come over to my channel. And also do stick here. I'm sure after this will be another awesome bit of content on. So, stick around. Give the Midweek Madness stream a like. But yeah, hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. And yeah, not long now until the Spirit of Steam either. But yeah, hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. That was me, the British Ace Joe, showing off the East Coastway route. Apart from that, thanks all for coming in, and I hope to see you in the next one. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.